Welcome to Wednesday meditation. I'll be doing a chant, and you can repeat each line that I do. I'll do it with you first time, and then I'll just do the statement, and then you just repeat it. We're coming together at a time when unity is so needed on this planet, coming together and seeing this COVID virus leaving this planet. We have the power, if we join together, to just see it leaving. So people can come back together, work, have a life, once again, that looks somewhat normal. But it's all good. It's all God. So we're going to do a chant. And if there's any person that you would like prayed for, all you have to do is write their name on a piece of paper and put it in the prayer box. And after Jack does his presentation, we will go into silent meditation. And at the end of that, then I will call out the names. I am in your presence. I am in your presence. Cleanse and purify my mind. Cleanse and purify my mind. I am in your presence. I am in your presence. Cleanse and purify my mind. Cleanse and purify my mind. I am one with all. 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 Kindness and love flows through me. Kindness and love flows through me. I am one with all. I am one with all. Kindness and love flows through me. Kindness and love flows through me. I see only love. I see only love. is love, there's peace. Where there is love, there's peace. Where there is love, there's peace. Where there is love, there's peace. I am in your presence. 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 I can feel 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 your presence. Cleanse and purify my mind. 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 I am one with all. 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 Kindness and love flows through me. 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 I see only love. I see only love. I feel only love. I feel only love. Where there is love, there's peace. Where there is love, there's peace. Where there is love, there's kindness. Where there is love, there's kindness. Where there is love, there's peace. Where there is love, there's peace. Where there is love, there's kindness. Where there is love, there's kindness. Om.
Good evening, everyone. More and more people are moving into what at one time was called the alternative universe. And maybe that is because of the restrictions that have been placed on us during this coronavirus pandemic. That there are people who are sequestered at home, some of them have lost their jobs, and some of them are laid off or not working. But it has affected people in many different ways. And for some people, it has created an increase in anxiety. And so you can see a lot of that as well. But there are others who have taken more seriously their spiritual practice. And they are beginning to enter in and out at first this alternative level of consciousness, which is sometimes referred to as an alternative universe. The alternative universe is the universe that the masters of life have entered into. And each master has had to take to task his or her own awareness to do that. Because it is a state of flowing in the now consciousness, which is not the natural state or the natural universe that we were born into. So it has to be attained. And to attain it, we have to do a certain amount of spiritual practice. Most of the practice involves releasing the blocks to faith in the present moment. So, as we see that we have some resistance to being okay with the present moment as it is, we must somehow apply a spiritual practice that leads us to eventually have faith in the moment, and that will allow us to be present in the moment. If we don't have faith in the moment, we will be in resistance to the moment. So, being here now is the object of our spiritual practice. Learning how to be here now. It was some years ago that I did receive a phone call. Well, you should know that many years ago we used to have traditional fundamental Christians occasionally show up with Bibles in hand and and they would pray for me. Sometimes they would stand outside my office. They wouldn't be praying out loud. They'd simply be, "We're praying for you, Pastor. We're praying for you." And they were called prayer warriors. I don't know what particular denomination they were from, but they would show up and pray for me. And one day I did receive a call from a fundamental Christian that asked the question, "Do you believe that Christ is coming back to the world?" And I said, "Actually, I don't. I don't believe he ever left." And that was kind of it wasn't a snide remark. I was telling him the truth, that the idea of there being this past incarnation of Christ, who is Jesus, and then somehow or other returning to the world to take the faithful with him, is a very narrow fundamental belief. I'm not so sure very many Christian denominations actually still embrace that, but there's certainly some that do. Now, Jesus is coming on a cloud, physically, and those who have been good, according to their particular dogma, they will be taken up into heaven. And sometimes I get into a discussion, and I used to do stuff like this when I had more time. I'd go to multi-denominational meetings, and there'd be things like this discussed at those meetings. And I never fared well there, because my whole mindset, I am, according to them, living in an alternative universe. I mean, this whole idea of, the past and being good. I would ask the question, when all these people got to heaven after Jesus took them up, wouldn't they have to learn how heaven operates? I mean, it couldn't be the same people here that were making all the mistakes and doing all the sins that they needed Jesus to forgive. They'd have to get there and understand what it's like to be a heavenly citizen, wouldn't they? And they'd say, "What are you talking about?" I said, "I'm talking about the truth of consciousness. Unless you attain the consciousness of heaven, you're not going to feel comfortable there, just as you never felt comfortable any place that you didn't feel was in keeping with what is real. You think it's unreal. It's unreal. All right. Anyway, there's a story about the eternal awareness of the One, that being so totally present in the now alleviates so much of the stress, the consternation, and the concern that we get from our recalling the past and the mistakes of the past. And so many people live from that stuff. They don't clear the slate in the morning when they get up. Every day you get up in the morning, you should say, "Well, this is a brand new day. This is a brand new universe right now." If you're going to try to bring the conditions and circumstances of the past, your worries and your fears, it's understandable that you may have certain things you want to deal with that were left over yesterday. But you have to deal with them in the present moment. You have to deal with them knowing this is a present moment. And in this moment, you can make everything a level of awareness and peace. So at some point, we will absolutely see the truth of that. Living in the now is letting go of the past. And people think, well, letting go of the past, I don't know what that means. it is so really clear that when you're letting go of the past, you're letting go of everybody else's past. And so you're only seeing that person now as they appear to you in this present moment. Let me explain to you the miracle that A Course in Miracles is referring to. When one has mastered life by releasing the past totally and completely, and releasing the past of all others totally and completely, that one has fulfilled what Jesus said to become as a child. In other words, what he was referring to, that unless you become like children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven, which is the consciousness of God, which is the awareness of the one presence right here. Because children, true children, I'm not talking about so many children today are so badly influenced by video games and television that they're already caught up in the duality and the suffering. But in Jesus' time, a true child wasn't responding from the past at all, ever. Wasn't even operating in terms of the future and what it might bring. The true child is in the present moment. And in the present moment, that true child would just as easily and openly sit on the knee of a judge or sit on the knee of a criminal. Because to that child, they're just two people. There's no past that comes with that for the child. What Jesus is attempting to get us to realize is as we begin to release the conditioned level of consciousness in which we were initially born, we cannot enter the consciousness divine. Because the consciousness divine requires letting go of the whole idea of the past and the whole fear and concern of the future. You may take gentle steps in the present moment to deal with that which is before you to deal with, but you're not carrying the concern, the fear, the consternation, the anger, the past, the resentment that you may have felt from something that took place in the past. And that clearing of the mind takes place in collaboration with the divine core essence of each person. At the core of us, we have what the Course in Miracles refers to as the light of God, or some kind, it's the Holy Spirit. That light dissolves the darkness or the illusions of the mind. And through meditation and spiritual practice, that's what's taking place. So we should really be aware of the necessity to practice the presence, which is to practice the now consciousness. I'm going to share this with you from A Course in Miracles, page 235 in the text. Now is the time of salvation, for now is the release from time. Reach out to all your brothers and sisters and touch them with the touch of Christ. In timeless union with them is your continuity, unbroken because it is wholly shared. God's guiltless Son is only light. There is no darkness in him anywhere, for he is whole. Call all your brothers and sisters to witness to his wholeness, as I am calling you to join with me. Each voice has a part in the song of redemption, the hymn of gladness and thanksgiving for the light to the Creator of light. The holy light that shines forth from God's Son is the witness that his light is of his Father. Shine on your brothers and sisters in remembrance of your Creator, for you will remember him as you call forth the witnesses to his creation. Those whom you heal bear witness to your healing, for in their wholeness you will see your own. I could take time to read this through again, but it's pretty hard to catch on to it. And of course, we're getting the abbreviated meditation service without all the frills of the 9 a.m. service on Sunday. So I don't have the PowerPoints. So I'm just reading you these from clips from A Course in Miracles. But let me just try to make it simple and clear. The difference between the unenlightened state of consciousness and the enlightened state of consciousness comes with the recognition that all minds are always in communication. Now, some minds may not be fully in communication because they're not consciously willing to be there yet. But let me give you an example that you can follow. If there's somebody who you feel has done you wrong at some point, it may be your boss that has, denied you a particular increase in salary that you thought you deserved. Or maybe he ignored your advice. Or maybe you saw somebody advanced over you when you should have received that particular advance. And in the meantime, while you have this feeling of having been wronged, you have somebody that works with you that has nothing but good things to say about the boss and praises him and the way he actually operates his company and thinks highly of him as a human being. Now, who do you think, now maybe he hasn't even spoken to either one of these workers at any length of time at all, but which one of them do you think he would be more gracious toward? You, who feel he has done you wrong and hold this feeling of having been slighted and that he has not done the right thing by you? Or the person that believes he's really a good boss and handles things in a very beautiful manner? I'm going to tell you something now. If you don't get anything else out of these talks, take these little asides that I do. 100% of the time, he will be gracious toward the one who is gracious toward him or her, if the boss is a her. Not 99% of the time, 100% of the time, because all minds are in communication. And that is why Jesus said things that really bothers us. Whatever you hold in secret will be shouted from the housetops. And what he is saying to us is there is nothing you can hold in secret, certainly if it's in some level of resentment. So, if you're surprised that some people don't get along with you, maybe you need to just check in and see what you think about them. Look at how amazingly simple the spiritual transformation is. It's not that hard to realize you want happiness, you want peace of mind, you want harmony, you want to feel good. How far away is that? I know that we have been taught, conditioned. I mean, we've had the media in our heads since we were born to believe that only with enough money can you get the control you need over the people and circumstances around you. And when you have that control, then they'll be at least considerate toward you because they have to be. You hold the key to their success or whatever it may be that you think in this crazy way. But you see, we've been conditioned to believe that money is the thing. There's only two kinds of people in the world today, really. Those who absolutely worship money and those who absolutely worship God. There's a lot of people in between finding their way from money to God. But there's no way to find your way from God to money. Because the closer you get to God, the more ridiculous it becomes that your physical life is the goal of your existence, when it really is your spiritual consciousness, which is the goal of your existence. So, all minds are in communication. There will be those who are not consciously awake to it yet. They may not pick it up immediately, but it won't be too long before they will pick up your kindness, your understanding that all minds are one and deserving of your, at least your acceptance. You know what acceptance, to give people the permission to be whoever they are being as long as they're not hurting anyone? Do you know what that is? Everybody wants to be okay with what they're doing and what they're thinking. They're going to be changing their thinking and what they're doing because life is a teacher. So it's not necessary for us to try to hold people to our point of view or to our theology or philosophy. That's not going to work. You have to live and let live. Okay, life's teaching you. You'll get what you need to get. I'm here to say okay to you. I'm here to say, yeah, fine. As long as you're not hurting anybody or trying to do some terrible injustice, live the life you want to live. And I was thinking about this. I couldn't help. I'm not tuned in at all to this condition with this Supreme Court judge. We have all these senators questioning her. I wish I was there to ask a few questions, but I'm never going to get that opportunity. So, can I go off the script here? I was talking about spiritual things. Can I deviate just for a little bit? One of the senators, of course, on the side of those that want to get her confirmed, asked a question of, after you've been on the court for the entire extent of your career, and you retire, and you're sitting on your deck on your home, and you have all your grandchildren around you, and you look back at all the years that you spent on the court, how will you feel your role as a judge actually was? How would you feel being a judge all that time? Will it be a feeling of goodness and fulfillment? Some question like that. And I wanted to follow it up from the opposite point of view. So I say, that was a great question, but how would you feel if you're sitting on that deck concerned that there may be a knock at your door, and it'll be the type of Gestapo police that want to arrest your son for smoking marijuana? Because when you retire, there is no longer any democracy. We had democracy, but when you got on the bench somewhere along the way, it was lost. And now it's like Putin's Russia. So how will you feel then? So there is my question to all of us. In the process of growing into the enlightened state, we have a calling, which is to live and let live. As long as somebody's not hurting somebody else or committing some terrible injustice, let them grow up. Life is going to teach them. All injustices have their repercussions. So I'm going to share with you, try to get back on what I was talking about. The fact is, isn't this interesting? I'm really hardly ever talking about anything else but spiritual truth. So how could I have to say I have to get back to my subject here? Here's my guru showing up. This is from the modern day master Eckhart Tolle and his book Stillness Speaks. To have your attention in the now is not a denial of what is needed in your life. It is recognizing what is primary. Then you can deal with what is secondary with great ease. It is not saying, I'm not dealing with things anymore because there is only the now. No. Find what is primary first and make the now into your friend, not your enemy. Acknowledge it, honor it. When the now is the foundation and primary focus of your life, then your life unfolds with ease. So, that's this simple scenario. To come into the now presence and practice the now is to release the past. It's not just my past, as you would say to yourself. You release your past because to bring it up is useless. It's already water under the bridge. So you release your past, but you're also releasing the past of everyone you meet. So you see, this whole idea of forgiveness has risen to a level of there is no thing, no error to forgive. And then you find out this really is a brand new day. It's a brand new experience. So what Eckhart Tolle is leading us to is to practice the presence of now by releasing everything that's in the past. If it comes to mind, you simply take a holy pause and say, I'd rather have peace. I'd rather bestow peace. That's all. I'd rather bless. I'd rather bestow peace. That's all there is to it on the journey. And more you will so enjoy being present in the moment and just allowing the moment to flow as it is. Because whenever you start to clear that way, whenever you have resistance in your mind as to what is taking place in the moment, you check in and find out what it is you're resisting and realize you don't need to be resisting it. You can be okay with it. You can release and let it flow, be one with it. And as you do that, you're going to find more insight in how to handle any difficulties, problems, or challenges coming your way, because you're in God consciousness when you're in the now. And it is the divine intelligence that speaks silently to you. So I've said my piece tonight, and we're going to practice the presence, which is always more important than just hearing about it. We have our Tibetan bowls again this evening, calibrated to the spiritual energy centers of the mind, body. And if we just allow ourselves to be okay sitting here now, and allow that energy to flow through us, we're already being okay with life. We're not holding any resentment. We're not bringing anything from the past. We're simply saying, geez, it's wonderful to be sitting here and having nothing to make happen. I just and present in the moment. And so if you don't, when we get to the silence, if you don't have a particular meditation technique that you want to use in the silence, you can just use this mantra, sort of. There is only one everything, only one. In you, in me, in everything we see, there is only one, only God. God. Let us now take a moment or two to pray for those who have been submitted to our prayer list. As Norma calls the name of the person, you may just want to let the word divine one, those two words, divine one, go forth to that name.
On Keenan McNeil, Misty McNeil, Brandy Gamblin, Melinda Niemczyk, Gail Wagner, Steve Taylor, Wayne Bartlett, Danny Reynolds, Terry Ventresca, Kate Beltrami, Cameron Peak Forest Firefighters, COVID patients, awakening to the needs of the planet Earth, Dennis Drake, Sandy Perko, Daniel Rivard, Christine, Sabina, Suzanne, the United States government, California fires, all humanity caring about each other. Poppy, Margot Gilham, Mimi Thompson, David Wow, Ruth Pearson, Beverly, Sandy, the air, the water, the earth, all life on planet Earth, truth, honor, and integrity. You can call out a name at this time if you would like to.
D. Matthew, S. Casey, S. Daniel, and their families. Unity Bowler.
You see this healing light surrounding the prayer box and all the people whose names have been submitted throughout the month. We see them healed, physically, mentally, and spiritually.
Let us take a moment to feel the presence divine entering the consciousness of everyone sharing the Boulder community with us. And this divine consciousness coming forth in the awareness of everybody sharing the state of Colorado with us. And this divine awareness spreading throughout the consciousness of everyone sharing these United States of America with us. And it spreads throughout all the humanity on the planet Earth. And this opening in the awareness of the human beings creates the new heaven and the new earth of harmony and peace between all human beings and all creatures and all life forms on the planet. As we pray, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and God is love. To this we say, Amen. 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 We will take an offering for unity in our new way. Just bring to mind whatever amount you'd like to give to support the ministry of Unity of Boulder. And then you can, if you want to deposit a physical check, we have baskets in the lobby, or you can use your credit card in the credit card dip jars. And those of you who are watching this at home or elsewhere, you can just bring to mind what it is you're going to donate. And you can go online to unityofboulder.com, and there's many different ways you can donate to this ministry. So as we take this donation to our minds and hearts, let's bless them with this divine statement. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, because I give. And so it is.
There is so much love around us. If we just open up our heart, it's waiting to come in. It's waiting to come in. There is so much love around us. If we just open up our heart, it's waiting to come in. It's waiting to come in.
Good night, everyone. We do have our 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. Sunday services. Santisha will be back in the pulpit at the 11 a.m. service on Sunday. You can go online if you're new to all of this, unityofboulder.com, to our website. Check out the classes we still have that are going on. And so continue to carry the divine truth into operation with you in your life. Good night.